For some odd reason, bands that have been together for decades forget how to make good music in their later years. Now, who am I to suggest what good music is? Nobody. That's who. Music, obviously subjective. This is just my opinion, so chill out. Like I said though, bands do make trash music in their later years when they're just older and have money. I guess it's lack of motivation. I don't know what reason it could be. And I don't want to name all bands that just sound terrible nowadays because that would be fun, but nah, I'm chilling. I want to talk about the bands that make good music that have been around forever. And a while ago, I used to think that bands that were around in the 90s or 80s or whatever, I kind of just assumed everyone that was in that boat makes bad music now or just not so good like they used to. And that sounds like someone who's really pessimistic, which I used to be, but now I'm realizing that there's still bands right now as we speak that make phenomenal music still. So I'm going to start this off with the greatest band of all time, obviously. The Champaign, Illinois band, Hum. Without a doubt, your favorite band's favorite band, legendary band that many refer to as a one-hit wonder from 1995 with their song Stars, which is just ridiculous. Stop it. They are more than just stars, and if you look and listen to the music, you would be like, damn, this dude is right. My favorite band, what's not to like? They have the riffs, they have the memorable lyrics, they have the aura, they have the drums, they have the bass, they have everything. Dude, I seriously love Hum, man. I'm gonna cry right now. No, I'm not gonna cry. Stop. Hum has been consistent since their 1994 Elektra 2000 album, and their latest album being Inlet, released in 2020. And when you listen to it, it's like the band never left at all. The instruments were loud as ever. The lyrics were classic Hum. Picture painting for you. The band as a whole were in their bag the whole time. The drums were excellent as always. And speaking of the drums, it's so sad that their drummer Brian St. Pierre passed away, I think shortly after the album release. For those of you who are not aware of Brian St. Pierre, please do yourself a favor and watch any Hum live show, anything live. Listen to it on YouTube, anything like that. That dude hit drums so hard, and I feel like he kind of had to because the whole band had such loud distortion to where, like, if he was playing normal, you probably wouldn't hear the drums at all. And Hum are one of the loudest bands ever from what I read on comment sections. So I don't know, man. I don't know. This dude was insane. This band's insane. Hum has always had endless riffs, and they remind us on this 2020 album that, dude, we are insane, and you know we're insane. Don't forget about it. We're Hum. My camera just fell on my face, so let me continue. The band makes you want to grab a guitar and just create something out of nothing, you know what I'm saying? And I always wondered, bands have songs or unfinished songs in the vault. I kind of just want them to release everything they ever had, but that's up to the band, and maybe that's disrespectful the way I'm saying that, but I just love the music that they have, and they're consistent, and they're just perfect, man. Perfect. And quick Hum story, I have one story only, but last year it was the first Sick New World Festival, and I decided to wear my 1998 Downward is Heavenward Hum shirt, and I was walking around thinking nothing of it, kind of just chilling in my tea, waiting to get in line and all that stuff, but I met one OG Hum fan, and this will always stick into my brain because nobody's ever just come up to me and told me stories from back in their heyday. But he was basically telling me how he watched Hum in the late 90s, I want to say, and he took acid with his friends, and it was like one of the craziest shows he's ever seen or whatever, something like that. And I was just like, bro, you're like blowing my mind right now, bro. I'm speaking to someone who was there in the flesh in their prime, and I'm just like the biggest fan. So any story involving Hum just is euphoria to my brain. And overall, during that whole festival in Las Vegas, I met a total of like 5 Hum fans, so that was very hilarious. Shout out Hum. Shout out Hum fans. Hum. The next band I want to talk about is a band that a lot of people know of, a band that originated somewhere I'm located or nearby. I'm actually not located where they're from. They're from Sacramento. I don't live there, but I'm like an hour away. So this band is Deftones. And I'm not even going to lie to you, man. Just because they're from Sacramento doesn't mean I always like them. I kind of disliked them at one point until I kind of just understood how they operated and how the music went into my ears, just sounded different. I accepted it. I understood it. And even if I didn't like Deftones, objectively speaking, you kind of have to give Deftones props for not only evolving but staying relevant all throughout these years, decades, man. It's hard to be a band and be relevant for decades. It's hard. I feel like people don't understand that. It's hard. Around the Fur, White Pony, Adrenaline, all these albums, man. And hypothetically speaking, if I just stopped with those albums I named, like stopped Deftones' career as a whole, that would still be a Hall of Fame career, legendary resume. I mean, dude. And the one thing I really appreciate about the band is the way they continue to grow and outgrow their contemporaries. They didn't want to be involved with nu metal and all that stuff, so they kind of just branched out with different noises, different sounds. That's the same thing. Instead of repeating the same formula, the same process, different sound effects, different lyricism, different approaches in every aspect of the band, consistent, memorable melody making. They're still killing it to this day with their 2020 album Ohms as well. So that's just like, bro, what's going on? What's in the sauce? What are these bands doing? They're just expanding their sound. And with bands like these, I feel as though that they just want to keep making music, but making music that's satisfying for them and continuing to just be better, you know? And I feel like bands don't often do that. Most bands kind of just stay stagnant, stay in the middle, don't try to do anything different. Let's just keep doing what's working. You know what I mean? Anyways, next band is Slowdive, legendary shoegaze souvlaki releasing band Slowdive, man. They released an album last year and it was quite different compared to every other album they have in their catalog. And to me, when I listened to it, it sounded way more The Cure based sounding, very 80s movie vampire stuff going on. I'm just like, whoa, this is kind of different. I kind of liked it. And I won't lie, it's not like they were breaking barriers, and it's not like they were just tearing the walls down and doing something completely different. They were kind of just doing something fun, I feel like, and sometimes bands need to have fun in order to create a better album in the future. It's not what you would expect from a shoegaze legendary band, but it wasn't terrible. I actually liked it. It felt very cozy. It felt like a fun time. It didn't feel bad. So yeah, Slowdive still making good music. That's fun. And the last band I want to talk about is Dinosaur Jr. And let me ask you this. Is Dinosaur Jr. one of the most consistent bands ever, if not the most consistent band ever? I mean, the magic that they have within their tunes is generational in a way. The way that they just create scenarios and put you in situations where it's like, oh my God, I can vividly see myself there. They make beautiful sounding riffs, beautiful sounding melodies with their vocals, and some people are not fans of the vocals, which I understand. It can get weird or something. It might not sound normal to you, normal, whatever that means, but once you do understand that this vocal is interesting, then everything else connects, it intertwines, it creates the most colorful, vibrant, fun playground type of vibe for you. They released an album in 2021 called Sweep It Into Space, and dude, the song I Ain't is one of my favorite songs by them ever, and they have a humongous catalog and discography and tunes and all this stuff, man. I'm just like, how is it possible to keep making good stuff? It's almost like they've had that song in the vault since 1994, and most of these songs probably were from the 90s or whatever. I don't know, maybe it was rather new. My thing is, Dinosaur Jr. never gets boring. I'm a big fan. At first, I was not a big fan because I didn't understand it. I might make a video about that. Maybe a video on bands it took me forever to enjoy. I've been thinking about that. But yeah, I don't know. Dinosaur Jr., forever, phenomenal, forever, just wow. So yeah, that's my list for this video. I could probably make a part 2, which I might, depending if anyone likes this video. Probably not, but we'll see. This is just a video for people who might not know that bands still can make good music if they just put their mind to it, explore a little bit within themselves, and just make tunes. I'm always trying to find the positive within things, even though some things can be negative and overbearing, but you know, there's positive music, there's negative music, but you know what? Music is music. These bands still make good music. I don't think you need a link in the description to find these bands. They're pretty popular. So if you enjoyed that video, swag. If you hated it, thanks for watching anyways. I'll leave my Instagram and TikTok in the bio, in the description actually. It's a little different than TikTok. So yeah, Follow me if you want. Music is still good.